Good evening, teachers. Welcome to this platform. Today's topic of workshop is phoneme grapheme mapping. Those who are new on this platform can also connect on this platform for further notifications. I'm your resource person, Aarti Bagri. Let's start with today's topic. What is phoneme grapheme mapping? What is phoneme? What is grapheme? And what is phoneme grapheme mapping altogether? There is one teacher activity as well, which you have to attempt, and few examples and tips also mentioned for you. Here, I would like to invite teachers and schools to connect on this platform to get more and more knowledge related to foundation years. Now let's begin with this topic, phoneme grapheme mapping. As you can see in this picture, there are cards displayed in this picture, and we can see letters in the boxes. Now this is the whole journey which will be covered by me in this whole session, that what is this all about. If you have seen my previous session of Higgerty, you might have noticed that I have introduced phoneme there also. The link is in the description box. You can go and connect and watch that video CBP as well, so that you will get more compatible with Higgerty. Higgerty is related to phonics and phonemes are related to phonics. So this is all go hand in hand. Now, what is a phoneme? Phoneme is actually the smallest unit of sound in a word. Foundation year teachers, please note, when we do CVC words, that is consonant, vowel, consonant, three-letter words, here I can see phonemes as k, a, t. Now, why do we need phonemes? The English alphabetic code is based on 44 phonemes in the English language. The letters of alphabet represent those sounds with 175 letter combinations. Yes, it is complicated, but I will simplify it you for sure in upcoming slides. When we teach reading to children, we need to show how these alphabetic codes work. That the letter on the page spells sounds in words. Now I am making it more simplified with the help of this slide. What is phoneme? It is actually individual speech sound. In total, in English, or you can say literacy, in foundation years, 44 phonemes are there. They are the smallest unit of speech, as we have cells in our body as the smallest unit of body. Similarly, phonemes are the smallest unit of speech. Here in this table, I have mentioned few words and I have bifurcated phonemes as well. As you can see in this picture, digraphs, blends, they are written together, but individual sounds, they are written individually. Now the word grapheme. Phoneme, as I have cleared to you, 44 phonemes are there. There are around 250 graphemes. So we need to understand it, that how it works, how phonemes and graphemes together works in phonics. As you can see above, K in kite, N in nose, O in paw, and A in cake, they are phonemes. But when I see graphemes, CK, that is for kite, nose, that is KN, O, OUGH for paw, and cake, EIGH. These are actually the combination of letters together which we hear when we say that word. If I say kite, I can understand there that might be letter C or K is being used. Similarly, when I say nose, when I say no, we use KN. But there, the sound of K is not audible. Or you can say it is a silent letter. When I say paw, it is AW also. But when I say plaw, then it is OUGH as well. And similarly, when I say cake, then I hear the sound of EIGH in cake, though we use A. So here I feel little bit doubt is being cleared that what is phoneme and what is grapheme. Again, one more slide to show you the difference. Phoneme is the smallest unit of sound actually. So it is related to audio. But grapheme is the way we write phoneme. So it is actually kinesthetic. So whatever we are hearing, whatever the sound we are hearing of a letter is called phoneme. But when I write that phoneme, the way I write that phoneme, that is called grapheme. Or you can say the written form of phoneme is called grapheme. I want to explain you with the help of this picture also, so that it will be more clear to the teachers for implementation in the classroom. Now, in the very first yellow column, I can see here phonemes. Phonemes are auditory and by mouth. So whatever we are hearing and whatever we are speaking or reading is actually phonemes. But if I'm able to see also, then it is grapheme. I cannot see the sound of letter, but I can only hear the sound of letter. I can only speak the sound of letter. It means it is phoneme. But when I can hear, I can speak, and I can see also, as you can see in this whole spelling of spoon, I can see S, I can see P, I can see O, and I can see N. So this is the visual representation, and the visual representation is called grapheme. But here I can see there is only audio and by mouth presentation given. So it means it is phoneme, which I cannot see actually. Now, next representation, that is only visual. So I can see the letters visually, though although I can write the letters also. So here in this pictorial understanding, my WAC model is being covered. Visual, auditory, reading, and kinesthetic. So I hope it is clear to all the teachers that when it is audio and related to your mouth, it is phonemes. But when it is audio by your mouth and visual too, it is grapheme because you can write, then only you can see. And for letters, it is simply visual. Now the word mapping comes. Grapheme phoneme is clear. Now the word mapping. In the word mapping, here we are actually taking any word and we are mapping that word in different blocks because we have to create the spelling. So here when we do mapping, if suppose the word is trip, then the child will use the phonic sounds and write individual sounds in these blocks. For example, for trip, t, r, e, p. So here the child is representing, making complete map of that word and is written in these blocks. Later on, the child will write the complete spelling all together without blocks, and then finally the child will read. This is called word mapping. One more interesting example for you, that is flight. If I say flight, in that the child will make the sound of letter F, letter L, but IGH is also having altogether sound given in one of the mats of Jollyphonic, that is I sound, and then T. So here again in mapping, the child will write altogether sound in one block, but individual sounds according to the Jollyphonics grouping in different blocks, and when the child will spell it, the child will write it all together and eventually the child will read it. One simple example I'm showing in front of you of word mapping where the child is writing in these blocks. These are graphemes, as I told you. Graphemes is a written representation of any word, right? So here, digraph blends individual sounds, different sounds related to jonophonic maps. They are categorized. Prior to this phoneme grapheme mapping, you have to make clear to the children all the different sounds related to the letters and the combination letters too. For example, one word I'm taking, that is short. In short, SH is a digraph. OR is a combination sound in one of the groups of jollyphonics, and T is the individual sound. So the children, they should relate accordingly that which one is digraph, which one is a combination sound, and which one is the individual sound. On the basis of that, they are making the complete word, and when they read also, they don't face any sort of problem. One more example I want to share in front of you, that is of this phoneme, that is F. Sound of F is. Now here I can see few vocabulary words: fish, cuff, phone, tough. So here I can understand the children feel confusion when they hear the sound of such words because they took it like as if F is there. But yes, in phone there is no F, it is PH, that is digraph. Again, in tough, it is GH. Similarly, in cuff, it's twice F, and in fish, it is individual sound, right? So here, why it is important, why the mapping is being done. Now, this is the perfect example why mapping is being done. So when you are teaching sounds in your classroom, when you are doing CVC words or any other words, vocabulary words, or you are doing building vocabulary in the classroom, you must take care of such models so that you can do fruitful learning in the classroom. Now make it in a circle time. If you make it in a circle time and you explain the whole activity, children are sitting in a circle, then eventually when you give such activities to the children in your sessions, they will give you fruitful results. Now, as usual, there is one activity for the teachers. The very first activity is which game you play in classroom to teach phonics. I'm not asking any methodology. I'm asking you game, any game you play in classroom to teach phonics. Do you also do mapping in your class? If you are not doing, kindly implement mapping in your classroom, right? And if you are not playing any games, no worries, I shall be sharing few games with you after this webinar. But make sure drop your answers in comment box that which game you play in your classrooms to teach phonics, how you teach phonics to children by any gamification method. Now, I want to put some light on phonics groups as well. As we are talking about phonemes, graphemes, mapping, but we cannot skip this very important topic, that is the phonics group, because the whole webinar is revolving around phonics only. From phonics only, phonemes and graphemes are there. So here 7 groups are mentioned in front of you. In these 7 groups, as you can easily see, individual sounds are there in group 1. But in group 2, I can see 2 sounds, C and K, all together in one box because they have same sound. When I go to group 3, individual sounds are there. But when I go to group 4, I can see combination sounds. For example, I, O, E, or. And when I go to group 5, again I can see ng, O, right? These are the combination sounds, right? And in group 6 also, I can see digraphs, ch, sh, and hard and soft, th, that is t and th. And in group 7, again, I can see all the combination sounds. So, dear teachers, you must be clear with complete group 7, that is the complete package of Jole phonics. Then only it will be a fruitful learning in your classroom. Then only good mapping can be done in the classroom. Now I'm elaborating it little more that 7 groups of jolophonics are there in which different letters are categorized in different groups. You have to start from group 1 and eventually you will reach group 7. In jolophonics, different rhymes are there with the help of which you can teach sounds to children so that they can learn the perfect sound of that combination, and besides that they never forget rhymes too. So yes, 26 rhymes for 26 different letters along with combination rhymes for combination sounds. So yes, it will be a good package of vocabulary for the children, so you must go for it. If you are looking for any kind of a course for jolophonics as well, you can go and check out in the description box as well. Now, last but not the least, very important for which you are looking forward is the teacher tool. Phoneme Grapheme Mapping is actually the teacher tool which you use in your classroom and on the basis of which you can make the anecdotal records as well, on the basis of which you can make or create small cards, as I had shown you in the very first slide. Small cards you can prepare for your children for CVC as well, and for 4 letter and 5 letters words. In those blocks, the children will try to write, or you can say make grapheme in those flashcards, in those chart cards, and you will come to know about the understanding of the child. You will come to know how much the children are learning. So yes, phoneme grapheme mapping is a teacher tool, and it is all about you, how you to use it in your classroom for better phonic learning. Subscribe to the channel for notifications. If you have any queries, you can write at this mail address. You can join Imagination Tree Global Connect to stay connected to all the webinars by this platform. Thank you for watching.